Hey everyone, it's Laura here from makingcardsisdone.com, and today I'm here with a project for Winnie and Walter's Share the Love Week featuring Essentials by Ellen products. You can visit my blog for more information about this because there are a lot of giveaways and there's also a lot of fun challenges, so be sure to check that out. I'm starting out with the Catherine dies from Winnie and Walter to die cut this stack, and then I'm going to be using the LS Exclusives So Tweet stamp set along with the Kindness stamp set from Winnie and Walter, and I'll be stamping that cute little bird with some Memento Tuxedo black ink on my white tack. I stamped that bird once more on some masking paper. I'm just fuzzy cutting that, and then I can adhere it over my stamped bird since I will be doing a little bit more stamping. Next, I'm stamping that tiny cactus from the Kindness stamp set onto some masking paper, and I'm also stamping that on the tack. And since I have that mask on there, it will look like the cactus is behind the bird. So that's just really fun about masking. Then I cut out that cactus mask and I'm going to adhere that over my stamped cactus. And then finally I am stamping the largest cactus. So I inked that up with the same ink. Then I'm going to be Copic coloring my little bird. I am using RV0000 as a base color. And then I'm adding a little bit of shading using RV11. And I'm just going to add that near the edges of my bird. And then I blended that out with the RV0000 color once more. I'm adding the little details to the bird with the YO4 marker, and then it's time to color these cacti. So I'm using YG23 as my base color, and then I'm going ahead and I'm adding some shading using YG67, and then I am blending that out with the YG25 color. So this is my mid-tone color. I wasn't pretty satisfied with that bird because I wanted it to be a little bit more bright, so I went ahead and added some RV13 to the edges, and then I blended that out with the RV11, and then finally I just used that lightest color once more to blend everything out, and then I was just really happy with that cute and bright bird. I die cut the Brushstroke Wonderful die from Essentials by Ellen out of some gold glitter paper, and I also die cut that out of some white fun foam. If you don't have fun foam, then you can just die cut that greeting out of some thicker cardstock, or you can layer together just like, let's say, 10 of these die cuts, and then you will have the same dimension. So I added some glossy accents to the glitter, to the back side of the Glitter Wonderful, and I'm going to press that down onto some scratch paper because I want to make sure that all of that excess glue is not there anymore. So then I'm using my tweezers to adhere that gold glitter to my fun foam, and then my little cinnamon piece is all finished. I'm using the Absolutely Fabulous stamp set from Essentials by Ellen to stamp my greeting, or to finish off my greeting. I stamped the UR with Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I said a Totally Fabulous stamp set, I think, but it's actually the Totally Awesome stamp set by Essentials by Ellen, just to make that clear. I'm also going to be stamping a polka dot background using the Polka Dots stamp set from Essentials by Ellen. And I'm using some lemon drop ink from the Ton for the yellow dots, then some soft cantaloupe ink for the peachy dots, and then for the really teeny tiny dots, I'm using Mint Julep from Hero Arts. So I'm just stamping that background randomly, and I wanted just to leave it like this first without stamping the dots, but I thought that this card just needs a little bit of extra interest, especially behind that tack. So I'm just finishing off my background, and then I'm going to be assembling the card together. First, I'm going to adhere my tack with some dimensional adhesive onto my stamped background over there. So I'm just going to position it a little bit, and then I'm going to adhere this lovely piece of vellum. It's from Studio Calico, and I've had it for a long time, and now I'm finally using it. I'm just going to adhere that with my regular ATG from Scotch, and the adhesive won't show through, so it's totally okay like this. And then I'm also adhering a small strip of pattern paper from Pink Fresh Studio. And then I'm just going to cut off the edges that are hanging off this card with my EK Success Color B scissors. Then finally, I need to adhere my brushstroke wonderful die cut piece onto my card. And as you can see, I put some glossy accents on there, and then I press that down to my scratch paper, and then I can just easily adhere that, and I really like how that looks. Then I just felt like something was missing on this card, so I grabbed this reinforcement die from Winnie and Walter. This is from the Catherine die cut set, and I die cut this little reinforcement out of some washi tape sheets, and then I can just easily adhere that. And then finally, I'm adhering some clear sequins, since this card is part of the transparent challenge for the Share the Love week from Winnie and Walter, featuring Essentials by Ellen. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Again, be sure to visit my blog for more details about the Share the Love week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.